My father and mother don't want me.
I have nobody to take care of me.
I have no mother and father.
Hopegivers International is making an impact around the world in the lives of children who have been forsaken and forgotten. Our greatest responsibility is to fulfill the Great Commission of Christ by reaching out with the love of God to save the lives of abandoned children like these who have no hope. But just as Christ did, Hopegivers also reaches out with God's love to anyone we see with a need. The sick, people suffering from leprosy and HIV/AIDS, the hungry, forgotten widows, and victims of disasters, both natural and man-made. In everything we do, Hopegivers International offers loving, compassionate help. And most of all, hope for tomorrow and for all eternity through the gospel.
Well, our main focus is, number one, to rescue the children from starvation. To rescue the children so that they don't have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from. Our first priority is to give them a safe environment. And we at Hopegivers will love them. All we have is the love of Christ to give them.
For years, Hopegivers has stood in the gap for countless children, as well as men and women who need someone to lend a hand, someone to believe in them. As we fulfill the Great Commission in our work, Hopegivers imagines a world where every neglected child can have his or her fundamental needs met. We approach every needy child in 4 ways. The first approach is emotionally, by providing love and guidance as a family to every lonely child. The next approach is mentally, by offering a basic education and vocational preparation. Then comes the third approach, physically, by providing the basic necessities of food, water, clothing, shelter, and protection. And the final approach is spiritually, by touching lives at the very deepest level with the love of God that never fails. With these 4 approaches in mind, Hopegivers takes a holistic approach to rescuing children and their families. Our outreach program spans 7 specific areas in the life of every child and family. These are the 7 hopes of a Hopegiver that we seek to fulfill in our work. Hope number 1, no child goes hungry. Our Hope Homes and Hope Centers make sure that over 20,000 children are fed hot meals every single day. And we travel to disaster areas where food supplies may be lacking or even gone. Plus, we operate soup kitchens, food services, emergency relief, and even agricultural development in many rural areas. Hope number 2 is that no child remains sick. In areas filled with poverty and diseases such as malaria, leprosy, and tuberculosis, basic medical care is often out of the question for those who need it most. That's why Hopegivers operates ongoing outreaches in 500 leprosy colonies, more than 50 medical clinics, mobile medical teams ready to offer assistance at a moment's notice, and even our very first full-scale hospital in Rajasthan. No child goes homeless. That's hope number 3 of a Hopegiver. A constant concern of Hopegivers International is being able to provide permanent and emergency housing, and not just for children, but also for victims of leprosy, students, school staff, the poor, and widows. Next is hope number 4, that no child lives in danger. Around the world, children live in danger because of disasters and crisis situations. Hopegivers responds to these needs with both emergency relief and long-term solutions. In any given year, Hopegivers is called upon to respond in major emergencies around the world. No child goes unschooled is hope number 5. Hopegivers believes that every child deserves the chance to obtain an education. Besides nearly 90,000 primary and secondary students in 190 Christian schools, Hopegivers also supports more than 90 leadership training institutes and even a national seminary. Hope number 6 is that no child goes unloved. We know from experience that the greatest key to providing hope is long-term Christian love and compassion in the lives of children. That's why we offer a loving family-style environment to abandoned children in our Hope homes. Finally, hope number 7 is that no child suffers violence. In areas of poverty and need, too many children and youth are helpless victims of discrimination and violent persecution. Sexual and physical abuse runs rampant as yet another example of how human rights are violated. Hopegivers. 1 organization. 4 approaches. 7 hopes. Thousands of children's lives changed forever.
So it is reproducible. It is a recycle. It is not that we are trying to just rescue certain children and then we are done. No, we train every child in the orphanage that just like what Hopegivers is doing for you today, we want you to continue this tradition. And one day I'll tell you, India will be a country full of hope, glowing for the sake of the gospel, sending the children as leaders into the other countries. And to God be all the glory for what He's going to do.